What's going on, guys? Cisco here, back with some more VGC dog battles, and today we've got a PROTEAN Greninja with Mudshot alongside a BLUNDER policy KYOGRE. Shout out to Sebascoop for suggesting Greninja on the team. This team goes out to you. I really appreciate you commenting, supporting, and being a part of the channel. So the idea was to make Greninja stand out and be an important piece of the puzzle. So we're rocking a PROTEAN Greninja here with the Choice Scarf and Mudshot. So with the Choice Scarf, Greninja will be able to outspeed many Pokemon, including Shadow Rider, Scarf Urshifu, Scarf Lando, and most importantly, Miraidon. The reason I say most importantly Miraidon here is because a lot of our team is weak to that Miraidon with Dazzling Gleam and Electro Drift, so it's going to be a crucial part for this team. Since we outspeed outside of Tailwind, we can go first, click Mudshot, which will activate PROTEAN, make us a ground type Pokemon, make Mudshot stab and do a good amount of damage onto Miraidon, for example, lower its speed by 1 stage and allow my ally Pokemon to outspeed it and hopefully finish off that restricted Pokemon or whichever Pokemon we decide to Mudshot into. And that's the idea. Greninja being one of the fastest Pokemon on the field with that Choice Scarf, clicking Mudshot onto the opposing side, lowering their speed by 1 stage, and allowing my ally Pokemon such as KYOGRE or Dialga to outspeed and do a ton of damage. Now we have specific scenarios that we have calculated for. For a regular Miraidon that is just like, for example, Choice Specs at 205 speed, we can lead Greninja and KYOGRE, and after we go for a Mudshot into Miraidon, my KYOGRE will be able to outspeed it at -1 and hopefully pick up a KO onto it. Greninja with PROTEAN and Mudshot should be due around 40% to Miraidon if they don't Terra Slice, and then after that KYOGRE can rip either an Ice Beam or a Water Spout or Origin Pulse to hopefully finish off that Miraidon. As for Shadow Rider with regular 222 speed, we can lead Greninja and Dialga do the same thing, and Dialga will be able to outspeed the Shadow Rider when it's at -1 and rock either a Flash Cannon, Thunder, or Dragon Pulse into it and hopefully pick up the one-hit KO. Now, a lot of times if they see, well, one of the nice things here is that if they see Greninja here, there might, if I know if Shadow Rider sees Greninja, they're going to try to slice into Fairy, so we could just trip a Flash Cannon into the Shadow Rider slot with the Dialga. And you know, a lot of Miraidons rock that Fairy Tail as well, so we can also launch a Flash Cannon into the Miraidon slot, who will also be able to outspeed the Miraidon at -1 speed. So that's gonna be really nice. We calculated those two perfectly to make sure that we outspeed once they're at -1 outside of Tailwind. If they set up Tailwind, then we obviously have to set up Tailwind as well for all of this to work. Now this is huge also because with PROTEAN we can change our type before the opposing side throws what they believe will be a super effective move onto us. So if we see him Miraidon, we can go for a Mudshot and we'll be immune to electric type moves since PROTEAN will be changing us into a ground typing. If we see a fighting or fairy type Pokemon on the opposing side, we can go for a Sludge Wave, resist those moves as a poison type, and just thrive out from there. So there's a lot of different things we can do with Greninja, especially being one of the fastest Pokemon on the field outside of Tailwind. Obviously, I'm going to make that really important because it's outside of Tailwind that this all works. We can just change our typing, make ourselves immune to the Electro Drifts, we can make ourselves immune to Dazzling Gleam, and just rock out with Greninja and allow this thing to do a lot of damage and support my team to outspeed and do a ton of damage and pick up some really important KOs. At the same time, we're also able to click Sludge Wave next to Dialga with Telepathy with no worries. So if Dialga as a Steel type takes no damage from poison type move, so we can click Sludge Wave, but since we also have Telepathy, when we Terra-Slice into Fairy, we don't got to worry about doing super effective damage onto my Dialga, since Telepathy will make us free of taking damage from our own ally Pokemon. So that's also really nice. Greninja here has a lot of synergy with both of these restricted Pokemon, and hopefully the three of them can get a lot of work done in these matches. Now, Dialga's running a very standard set of Telepathy with the Adamant Orb to boost its Dragon and Steel type move by 20%, and it's got Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon, and Thunder. Thunder just to take advantage of the rain, since we'll be setting that up, and Dialga can then rip Thunders with 100% accuracy. And then we've got the BLUNDER policy KYOGRE. So the BLUNDER policy will allow KYOGRE to get a +2 in speed if any of its moves miss. And what move does KYOGRE have and is mostly known for? Missing Origin Pulses when they count the most. When they matter the most, we're definitely always missing the Origin Pulse, which will activate the BLUNDER policy, giving us a +2 in speed and allowing us to be one of the fastest Pokemon on the field and just outspeed the opposing side and continue to rock those Origin Pulses and do a ton of damage. So once KYOGRE gets a +2 in speed, if you're not setting up Trick Room, good luck, because KYOGRE will be able to outspeed every single one of your Pokemon and just destroy you with Origin Pulse under rain. So KYOGRE is going to be really scary with that BLUNDER policy. Hopefully we get it to work, because I've really never seen BLUNDER policy on VGC, so hopefully we get it to work, especially on the casual ladder. I think we have a better shot of getting it to work. But overall, I think the BLUNDER policy on KYOGRE might be a pretty good item, as it has this mid-tier speed at 90 base speed, where all the other restricted Pokemon outspeed it really quickly. So KYOGRE getting that +2 in speed will allow it to be pretty fast and match up against the Shadow Riders and Zacians. So that's gonna be really nice. Then the rest of the squad is going to consist of Tornadus, Incin, and Fluttermane. Not even going to explain those. You already know what they do. You can see themselves it's a really standard same thing every single time. So that is the squad. Super excited to run this team. I think this team has a lot of synergy and can outperform some meta squads. I don't know, that's what I think. I put a lot of thought into this team and hopefully it works out successful. So let's get right into these battles with PROTEAN, GRENINJA, and BLUNDER Posse KYOGRE and try to get some dubs. I got a battle against KC and I've seen this team. I used it. Koraidon and Reshiram. This is really scary. They have Wide Guard with that Swampert, Ogerpon, Whimsicott, and Fluttermane. Okay, so that Fluttermane can get pretty annoying pretty quickly. But I think I just like GRENINJA and Dialga lead here. Or could go Instant. Instant's not a bad shout. But no, I think I'm gonna go Dialga. KYOGRE in the back to get that weather control, and then put Tornadus here. Could go into Tornadus, could go into Incineroar. Do I need Tailwind? Do I need Tailwind? Do we think they're gonna set up Tailwind and Sunny Day with Whimsicott here? Nah. I'll pass. I'll just bring in the Incineroar. So, we gotta be careful of Reshiram's damage here. Reshiram's damage output can get pretty scary really quickly. So as long as we get rid of the sun, you should be okay. If we have dominant weather control with the KYOGRE and Rain, we should be good here. Also, if we just have speed control, that could also be another option for us. If we get speed control going. They lead the Windy. Good lead. Very good lead. Listen, I mean, they're either gonna have to terrestrialize here or actually he doesn't have a fairy type move, right? He doesn't have a fairy type move. I don't think it has a fairy type move. And we're outspeeding. Mudshot's gonna fly. Gonna do really good damage. Slow this thing down by 1. And we change our typing. Beautiful. Flash Cannon flies into Whimsicott. Bye-bye, Whimsicott. No Tailwind. No Sunny Day, baby. Get out of here. And you're on Dazzling Limit Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball, right? Just go Taunt. That's fine. I wasn't setting up Trick Room anyways. I don't need Trick Room. I want speed. That's actually really good. It's actually really, really good. So we're already outspeeding the Fluttermane. So all I have to go for here is a Mudshot into the Koraidon. And throw Dragon Pulse into it. Right? I don't think they protect it. I don't think they protect it. Come on, GRENINJA. Now I could have opted to swap into KYOGRE to get rid of the sun, but I like this. Yeah, and they're not protected. It's terrestrializing into straight fire. So Mudshot's gonna be super effective. Stab might even do at least 50% to this thing. Mudshot's gonna fly from the GRENINJA. Do around 40%. That's actually really good. -1 in speed, baby. You still outspeed, huh? Interesting. I didn't think you outspeed still. But Dragon Pulse is gonna do around 50 to this thing, and they're gonna launch an icy one here. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. GRENINJA got its work done. GRENINJA got a lot of work done here. GRENINJA got a ton of work done here. Now I know this thing is clear amulet as well. And it has high horsepower as well. So I'm trying to get a burn on it. Let's go, Willow. And let's launch the flash cannon right here. Let's get rid of this Flutter Mane. They could swap into Koraidon in that slot, but I think we're fine here. And we gotta remember, they terrestrialized into fire, so now Kyogre can just go crazy here. You can protect Flutter Mane, alright, good protect. Oh, just double protect, okay. Fair enough. Just a double protect. They're just trying to see what we want to go for here, I guess. And Willow gets blocked as well. Alright, sweet. Could swap into Rain now. And I'm assuming it's gonna be faster than me, right? Yeah, I'm only 137. Let's do this. Looks like they're not swapping out though. Looks like they're not swapping out. But Drew's gonna come out. We're gonna get the rain set up for ourselves. Shadow Ball's gonna launch into Dialga. We should be able to soak that relatively well here. Actually, that did quite a bit of damage. And oof, Dragon Pulse almost gets rid of the Swampert. They double to Dialga and they pick up the KO. That's not good. That is not good at all. Let me tell you. We can fake out the Swampert. Yeah, try to get this water spout off. That's fine. They might just double protect here. They do. All right. Okay. Fair enough. All right, protect here. And so I want to go knock off into you. Yeah, I'll go knock off into you. I'll go knock off into... Oh, this thing have liquidation? No, this is a wire. Okay, cool. And they rip Shadow Ball to KYOGRE. Let's go, baby. All right, really good turn right there. Really, really good turn. We're gonna say bye-bye to Swampert here. And now it's gonna become a 2v2. But the issue is that Koraidon looks really good here. Koraidon looks phenomenal here. That's the only issue. But it's not crazy amount of HP. It's actually pretty low. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rock a Origin Pulse and Terrasilize. Origin Pulse and Terrasilize my Incineroar into Ghost and launch a knockoff into the slot. Yep, I like that. Let's do that. Let's do that, baby. That way, if they want to rock a close combat collision course, whatever they had into my Incineroar, it's not going to do any type of damage. And if Origin Pulse misses, Blunder Pulse is going to activate. We're going to be the fastest thing on the field. Because right now, Koraidon is not speeding us, unfortunately. They go CC into you. Oh my goodness, that does a ton of damage. Wow. Origin Pulse double connect, so no Blunder Policy activation. But we get rid of Koraidon. GG's, let's go, baby. Woo. Wow. What a match. That one came close. That one came real close. That one came extremely close. Shadow Ball is now going to fly into KYOGRE. They double down to that slot by KYOGRE. But this knockoff should be able to do enough damage here. Right, Incineroar? Thank you, Incineroar. Let's go, baby. Because that would have been pretty scary, because now Shadow Ball was Photosynthesis boosted, and that would have been able to do a ton of damage. But nevertheless, we came up on top. GG's, baby. All right, we got a battle against Matt here, and GRENINJA, Shadow Iron Calyrex. I'm telling you, it's going to be a really good lead against it. And then I got to bring Dialga. Greninja and Dialga going to be the lead here. If I see them lead the Zamazense, I'm gonna have to Terrasilize into Fairy here. Incineroar is definitely a must, and then I go Kyogre as well. Tornadus isn't so bad either, and they could also have Tailwind set up for them. Hold up. Hold up. I think I might go this and this. But I also like the Incineroar lead. Do I leave Kyogre in the back? No, you know what? Let's throw Kyogre as a closer. Let's throw Kyogre as a closer. That was tough. That was tough. I think it's always going to be so tough picking your team with dual restricted and regulation high. It's going to be so tough, so tough. So tough. Because there's so many Pokemon you want to bring, but it's like you can't not bring your restricted Pokemon. Like, it just makes sense. Yep, Talonflame, okay. So good thing we let Tornadus there. Really good thing. Now, do we think that they Terrasilize? Stick with Mudshot Tailwind. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine, buddy. Perfectly fine. Let's go. That is so perfectly fine. Dauntless Shoe's gonna give him a +1 in defense. Tailwind's gonna launch. And we're gonna match that Tailwind. We just have to match the Tailwinds. We always have to match the Tailwinds. We cannot go without matching Tailwind. Mudshot's gonna fly. We're gonna transform into the ground typing. How much damage are we dealing here? It's not bad. That's not a bad chunk. And take that -1, buddy. Now, they could fly into... What do they go for here? Let's go Mudshot and Rain Dance. Or I could look to swap into Kyogre and go for... a Bleak one here, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's save Greninja. Greninja's gonna be really good against that Shadow Rider at the end. Greninja's gonna be fantastic here. So Kyogre's gonna fly, gonna set up the rain, gonna make that Bleak one 100% accurate. And it's fine, buddy. That is so fine. I'll take that taunt any day of the week. Bleak one's gonna launch. Any speed drops? I'll take some speed drops. Another one on Zamazense, baby. And they're gonna go for body press. That's fine. That's actually not so fine. That did a lot of damage. Don't want to protect here. I'm gonna protect. Protect Bleak one. I'm pretty sure that Talonflame outspeeds and they could just Brave Bird into my Kyogre. Okay, Zamazense is gonna protect. Yeah, they're Brave Bird against Kyogre. Really good protect right there. Really good protect. So we're gonna get a free Bleak one up onto the Talonflame here, and I think we might even be able to pick up the KO. Show me the KO, Tornadus. Let's go, baby. Bye-bye, Talonflame. So we got full Tailwind now. We have full Tailwind control now. As long as my Horn survives a couple turns. Shadow Rider's gonna come back out. So unfortunately, they're gonna be able to outspeed here. That's the unfortunate part. So I can't really go for the Blunder Policy activation. Could go for the Double Protect and another Leak Wind. Yeah, because Kyogre's really not survived this. I'm just gonna let Kyogre go down here. I'm just gonna let Kyogre go down and then go for Bleak Wind. I think this is the last turn of Tailwind, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's just do this. That's fine. Astro Ball's gonna launch. Bye-bye, KYOGRE. That does a ton of damage onto Tornadus. That does way too much damage. A little too much damage. Bleakwind connects. Any speed drops? No. And body press KO is probably right. So none of us are gonna have Tailwind. None of us are gonna have Tailwind here, because both are gonna end. We're gonna fly with Greninja. We're gonna fly with Dialga. All right, this is where the game gets tough. I might just want to much shot into you and pick up that KO. And flash cannon you down. Yep. Let's do that. Much shot's gonna fly. Bye bye Zamazenta. Bye bye Zamazenta. And they didn't opt to Terraslice either, which is pretty strange. Rip another Astral Barrage. Can Greninja soak one? Dialga barely soaks one as well. I know you're at +1, but Dialga, you gotta give me the KO here. And we had Thunder for this thing too. We would have been set so perfectly. I just hate this horse. I really do. I really hate this horse. Wow. I thought we had that one in the bag, man. Maybe in hindsight, should have just doubled into the Shadow Rider there. Yeah. GG's. All right, we got a battle against Miraidon here. Gonna be a Regulation G team, but nevertheless, still a really, really good team. Got Entei, Iron Hands, Urshifu, Whimsicott, and Furgraf. So I'm gonna go Greninja and KYOGRE here. Or I actually do like Dialga a little bit more. Do like Dialga. Yeah, we'll go with that. KYOGRE in the back, and then I'll shoot maybe Fluttermane or Tornadus. What's gonna be good for us here? Maybe actually Incineroar. We'll go Incineroar. If we can get some burns here, that'd be really, really good for us. So in hindsight, in the last game, I think I misplayed it. I should have just doubled into the... I should have just doubled into Shadow Rider. Double into Shadow Rider and then probably Terraslice into Fairy with my Dialga. And then that would have resisted the body press that was coming my way. I think so. I think that might have been the play. Little tough. Little tough. So these two come out here. They might just be setting up Tailwind. But nevertheless, I still just like this. Let's do that. So, them setting up Tailwind looks pretty rough. Looks pretty annoying. But we are going to be able to go for this mud shot, lower the speed of Entei, and then probably pick up the KO on Whimsicott here. And I think that's really good. And if they don't set up Tailwind, then we're going to be able to get this mud shot off and flash cannon into you. And just protect. All right, that's fine. Protecting what? Moonblast? Oh, just a light screen. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind that. And Dialga flash cannon. Can you pick up a KO? Not necessarily. Not quite there. Could just double into the slot, right? Or do I get rid of the Whimsicott with flash cannon here? Let's double Entei. They just protected it. And they just withdraw that thing anyways. Perfect. Let's go, baby. Who's coming out here? Gonna be hands. Okay. Mudshot's gonna fly into the Entei. Gonna do respectable damage. Gonna put this thing to -1 in speed. And now Dialga should be able to outspeed. Go for the Dragon Pulse and do some really good damage there. And they just go for a Snarl. And Dialga dodges, baby. Life Orb. So I'm just gonna shoot Mudshot here and protect. You go for Fake Out to Greninja, you go for Fake Out, really don't matter. Really don't care. I might also even look to swap out Greninja here. Swap out Greninja, save it for the Miraidon. I think I need it for that matchup. Yep, they pick out the Greninja, that's fine. And they go Sacred Fire into the Dialga. Okay. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's go Incineroar here. Terrasize into Fairy, go for Dragon Pulse. Or could launch Mudshot here. Pick up that KO. Now we'll do this, it's fine. We'll swap out Greninja. Get out Incineroar. They might just even protect Entei here. They might just protect Entei. Intimidate's gonna launch, gonna lower the attack of Iron Hands, but not Entei. It's perfectly fine, and they do protect. Let's go, baby. Great call. Great call right there. They're gonna rip a Drain Punch here, I think, right? Dragon Pulse is doing respectable damage, nothing crazy, and they do go for a Drain Punch. Alright, does decent damage. Does decent damage. Trying to get this Will-O-Wisp off here. Terra Dragon Pulse. Should have Terrasized maybe last turn. Should have maybe Terrasized last turn to not take so much damage from that Drain Punch, but regardless here, it's not too bad. We were able to get Greninja to the back safely. And that should allow us to have it for Miraidon. So I think we can just pick up a double KO here. My Dialga is faster than Entei right now. And the Incineroar should be faster than the Iron Hand, so we can just burn that thing up. That's what I'm hoping for here. That's what I'm hoping for here. If they stay in, that's what's going to happen. And they are staying in, beautiful. So we're going to Terrasize into Fairy just so that we can't take super effect damage from the Drain Punch here. We don't want this thing to continuously re-heal a whole bunch of HP. And they're going to Terrasize as well. Okay. To what? Don't be fire. Here it goes. That's fine. That's fine. I wasn't going for a Fake Out anyways, buddy. Don't worry. Dragon Pulse gonna launch into the Entei. Bye-bye, Entei. Get out of here. Get out of my face. And we're gonna be able to burn this thing. Right, Incineroar? Thank you, Incineroar. Burn's gonna land. Gonna have the attack of this Iron Hands. And now this Iron Hands is pretty much useless. Pretty much useless now. That did no type of damage whatsoever. Let's go, baby. Now, when Miraidon comes out here, my Thunder is going to be boosted by Terrain. So that could be really, really good. I was like, why is my Dialga doing such little damage? They have Light Screen up. I forgot about that completely. I completely forgot about that. I wonder who they opt to swap in here. If it's a Miraidon, I'm just going to go Party Shot to the Miraidon and then just keep chipping down with Dialga here. Dialga's work is done. It's gonna be Miraidon. Should I go knockoff here? You know what? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do knockoff and protect. If they get rid of my Incineroar, so be it. I don't mind. I actually want them to get rid of my Incineroar. I want to swap in my Greninja here. But I don't want to swap it into any damage. It's already pretty low on HP. It's like 90 something, I think. That way, we can go for a mud shot into them right on their ready Terrasilize. We can launch a Dragon Pulse and pick up a KO there. So I do want to save my Dialga here. That's fine. They go for a Volt Switch. Instinct just barely hangs on. My goodness. All right, good swap there. Knockoff is gonna fly. And hopefully we're able to do enough damage here. We're not gonna pick up the KO. That's not what I'm expecting. But I'm expecting at least being able to do 50% here. That's perfect damage. Perfect damage. Knocking out this thing's Assault Vest. Wild Charge is gonna get blocked. That's perfect turn. Absolutely perfect turn. Now they might want to set up Tailwind, which could get kind of rough. But I'm sure to go knockoff into you and then Dragon Pulse this slot down. If they go Tailwind, then unfortunately my Greninja won't be able to outspeed, but regardless here, we're still sitting in a really, really good position. There's really not much they can do here. There's not much they can do. At least I think. At least I think. I'm gonna withdraw you. Okay. You're taking a Dragon Pulse to the face then. I just want you to know that. You're taking a Dragon Pulse to the face, baby. Dragon Pulse is gonna launch. Bye bye, Mariah. Boosted by the Adamant Orb there. And that's good night, trainer. Let's go, baby. Wow. I mean, hey, they used a regulation G team, but so did I, because I don't use the AUG. I didn't even use KYOGRE, baby. GG's. Right, we got a battle against Silverwing here. Zacian and Lugia. This looks really, really cool team. Really, really cool team. They have the Lightning Rod Raichu, which is pretty scary, but nonetheless, I think I like Greninja and KYOGRE lead here. I think that could be a really good lead. Now, do we think they lead Tailwind with Whimsicott? Could. But who do I prefer here? Maybe KYOGRE, right? Ooh, or actually maybe Dialga. Maybe Dialga. Although KYOGRE is the one that does a ton of damage here. Actually, I might just go KYOGRE. Dialga on the back, and then I might close off with either Flutter Mane or Incineroar. Who do I want here more? Probably Flutter Mane. Yeah, probably Flutter Mane. Once we get rid of Zacian, Flutter Mane can go to town here. So hopefully we see the Zacian as a lead here. If we see Zacian, we might just be able to destroy this thing. Go for a Mud Shot and an Origin Pulse or a Water Spout, depending on which one. I'm in Lugia. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I'm gonna go Dark Pulse, I think. Double the Whimsicott. Let's go, baby. Double the Whimsicott. Get rid of this thing. Sure, go ahead. Set up your Tailwind. That's fine. Dark Pulse is going to launch. We're going to turn into the Dark typing. Do a little bit of damage on Whimsicott. And then Ice Beam should be able to do enough to KO this thing. Just in case it was Focus Sash, we decided to double into it. Bye-bye, Whimsicott. So no Light Screen. That's actually really good for us. No Light Screen is really, really good for us. Now, the only issue is that they have Tailwind up. And they bring in Zacian. How do we play this one? can't bring in Flutter, man. They gotta bring in Dialga here. And just protect. Yeah. Buy ourselves another turn of Tailwind, and then the following turn, I can look to go for an Origin Pulse. Yeah, go for an Origin Pulse. If we connect, we connect. If we don't, we don't. But we got Blunder Policy activated, so then we can then activate the following turn. So I really don't mind that. They are going to Terrasilize here. It's probably going to be the Lugia into something that resists Dark. Maybe Fairy. Oh, it's going to be Zacian into what? Stellar? Fairy. Okay. Probably throwing that into the Dialga slot. No, they go into Kyogre. They go into the Kyogre, baby. Let's go. And what's Lugia going for? Arrow Blast. Resisted, baby. Resisted damage right there. And the correct call here is just Flash Cannon plus Origin Pulse, right? Yeah, correct call. They set up a sub, that's fine. We're gonna break that sub right away here with Flash Cannon. Oh, Earth Power. We should soak. Do soak one. And Flash Cannon's gonna fly. Break that sub, thank you very much. Useless sub, let's go. And then Origin Pulse is gonna fly here. I wouldn't mind one miss. Let's go. Kyogre's getting one miss. Let's go. Zacian avoids it, which is okay, that's fine. But Blunder Policy is gonna activate. +2 in speed, baby. We might be able to outspeed, but I'm not gonna risk it. There's only one turn of Tailwind left. Yep. So we just don't protect here. Just don't protect. Simple play. Ooh, but they might be able to set up a sub. Not might, they will. But I don't mind because let's see here. Yeah, they do get off a sub. That's really good. That's a really good play for them. And they go Earth Power one more time. So I know that my Kyogre's outspeeding both Lugia and Zacian. I know Dialga's outspeeding Lugia. So if I go Flash Cannon here and just launch Water Spout across, this should be fine. Zacian protects. Alright, fair enough. Good protect on their end. Oh, double protect. Oh, they wasted out the rain turns. Really good call right there. Really good call. Wasting out those rain turns. It's actually really good. That's actually phenomenal. So we wasted out their Tailwind, but they wasted out my rain. And I don't want to swap out Kyogre here because we have +2 in speed right now. Let's go same play. It's got to be the same exact play. Water Spout's going to launch up. We're outspeeding. Do great damage onto Lugia. That would have KO'd if we still had rain, unfortunately. And do we break the sub on Zacian? Nice. Who's Zacian targeting? Probably Dialga, right? Probably going to Dialga slot. No, they go to Kyogre. And Kyogre just gets one tap. Wow. But it's fine because Dialga outspeeds, right? No. But they go Air Blasts. Let's go. Flash Cannon's gonna fly into Zacian. Bye bye, Zacian. Restricted for restricted right there. And if you just come in with Greninja, go for a Dark Pulse into the Lugia slot, pick up that KO. And then we'll see what the last Pokemon is. It's gonna be Urshifu. Okay. What a chance they protect Lugia here. What are the chances they protect Lugia? You know, I'm just gonna stay in here. Gonna double the Urshifu here. Yep, let's go. Get out of my face. Let's go. Get out of here. Dark Pulse is gonna fly into the Urshifu. I know it's resisted, but we have a chance of the flinch. Still does really good damage. And Dialga still outspeeds. Dragon Pulse into the Urshifu. Bye bye Urshifu. We get the critical hit. Good night. Let's go. Let's go. Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse, GG's. Battle's gonna be canceled. Let's go. Greninja's just such a beast. GG's. Battle against Mafu here, and it's gonna be a Lunala and Groudon Sun team. Amoonguss, Raging Bull, Incineroar, and Heartflame Ogerpon. Okay, so this could get kind of tough. I'm not gonna lead the Kyogre. I'm gonna break Kyogre in the back, or I could go Tornadus. Tornadus isn't too bad either. Actually, but I'm gonna go Incineroar. Yeah, let's rock this. Let's rock this. I don't necessarily need Tornadus here for tailwind control. The reason I'm going Incineroar is if they go Raging Bolt, I'm gonna want to fake out that Raging Bolt. I want to make sure we change our typing into ground before Raging Bolt can even attack. I want to get a mud shot off before Raging Bolt can go for Thunderclap. Just to know the whole plan around it. Or if they don't lead it, and then we can go for like maybe a Weather Bolt. That could be really good for us as well. That could be really, really good for us as well. Lunala and Bolt. Alright, perfect. That's fine. They could look to Terrasilize. They could go for a Meteor Beam here. I'm just gonna go Mud Shot plus... Just fake out. Let's do that. Because they're gonna force Terrasization right now into Lunala, probably into Fairy. So Dialga with Flash Cannon is looking really good here. Yep, Fairy typing right there. So I actually might just swap on my Greninja here. Fake Out's gonna launch. Mud Shot's gonna fly to the Bolt. How much damage are we doing here? Okay, nothing crazy. And are you setting up Trick Room? There you go, Meteor Beam. That's what I was worried about. Who are you going into? Incineroar or Greninja? Send to Incineroar. Bye bye Incineroar. That's dead Incineroar. And Bolt's gonna flinch. Okay. So I'm gonna come into Dialga here. And I'm just gonna break... I'm gonna break this thing's Shadow Shield and then go for a Flash Cannon there. And the following turn I can focus onto the Raging Bolt, I think. I wonder if they realized that we turned into a ground typing there. I wonder if they were paying attention to that. They could also have Snarl on this Raging Bolt and look to just go for a couple of Snarls and lower our special attack. I was considering Terrasizing Incineroar that first turn, but it's fine. Mud Shot's gonna fly, gonna break Shadow Shield on the Lunala, lower its speed stat. And Flash Cannon's gonna be able to fly. How much damage are we doing here? That's really good damage, but not a KO. Moongeist Beam flies, we should be able to soak one at least. Yep. And they rip a Draco into Greninja. And they get a critical hit. Wow. They get a critical hit. That's nuts. But we're still sitting in a good position here because Kyogre can fly now. Oh, but they're gonna have full weather control. Full weather control right now. That's fine though. I'm gonna go Ice Beam here. And Dragon Pulse here. I'm gonna withdraw Lunala. Ooh, but Thunderclap. Groudon Photosynthesis boosted. Oh no. Don't have Thunderclap, please, for whatever reason. This defense is high end. Nice. No thunderclap. Let's go. Dragon Pulse is gonna rip into the Raging Bolt. It survives on 1 HP. Nah. You whip though. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But nah. That's insane. And speed's gonna drop here. We're gonna have to terrestrialize here. Straight grass. Straight grass, go for the Origin Pulse. See if we miss it. If we miss something, I don't mind too much. Because Blunder Pulse is gonna activate and we're gonna be able to outspeed the following turn. But I also don't mind just picking up a double KO here. I don't mind that as well. Heat Crash is gonna fly into Groudon. I mean to Dialga, which is really good. Origin Pulse is gonna miss on someone. It's missing on ground. I actually don't mind that at all. I do not mind that whatsoever. Blunder Policy is gonna activate. We're +2 in speed now. This Blunder Policy on KYOGRE has actually been really, really good. If they come in Lunala, that could be kind of scary. It's gonna be Ogerpon, so no wide guard. No wide guard in sight. I think it's my only play. Origin Pulse is gonna fly, double connects. Picks up a KO on Groudon, but doesn't KO Ogerpon, unfortunately. I was hoping for a little bit more damage there. Now Ivy Clutch is gonna fly, it's gonna pick up a KO on KYOGRE. And that's gonna be GG's, unfortunately. Unless Dialga is able to pick up a one-hit KO here. And then outspeed the... But yeah, never mind. Doesn't even KO. Doesn't even KO. Wow, bro. 1 HP on the thing is what won them the game. We got a battle against Luca here. It's gonna be a very standard Miraidon team. Whimsicott with Tailwind. If I see Tailwind, I have to bring Tailwind, right? I have to bring Tailwind. And then my last 2 restricted Pokemon. Let's do that. Yep. Let's lock that in. I think we just have to. Because if they set up 10 and we don't, then they just outspeed us easily. Before we can even change our typing. So we have to. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so... what could they be leading here? I feel like Miraidon, maybe Voltwitch. Yeah, probably Miraidon, Voltwitch. There's gonna be Miraidon and Whimsicott. Okay. Miraidon and Whimsicott is gonna fly here. Hadron Engine is gonna activate, so this thing is ready to do some crazy damage. And I'm ready to just launch a Mud Shot here and go for a Tailwind. Max that Tailwind. Max that Tailwind, please and thank you. I beg you to go Electro Drift or Voltage into my Greninja. I want you to. Do it. They're gonna Terrasilize. Why Terrasilizing already? Terrasilizing so early, bro. Oh, straight Electric. Okay. Wait, if they're going Terra Electric, that means they might be going for Electric type move. Our Tailwind's gonna fly first. Their Tailwind's gonna follow through. So speeds are matched. Greninja should be able to outspeed here. Let's go, baby. Greninja's gonna outspeed, turn into the ground typing. Mudshot's gonna fly into this bike, do over 50%. That's a critical hit right there, baby. Let's go. -1 on speed. Oh. Electro Drift into Tornadus. Fair enough, though. I was really hoping that Electro Drift was going into Greninja there. But should be able to just outspeed here. Do we think they protect the fight? I'm gonna go with this nevertheless. KYOGRE should be able to outspeed here. This -1 right on here. It's the calc I made. -1 Miraidon should be able to be outsped by this KYOGRE. And there's really not much they can do about it. Then you should have withdrawn it. That's fine. That's perfectly fine with me. Shindevil's gonna come out here. That's gonna be Urshifu. That can do quite a bit of damage, and they're gonna protect here. Okay, that's fine. So they might want to rip an Aqua Jet into the Greninja slot here. Water Spout's gonna launch. Do quite a bit of damage onto Urshifu. So we know that one more is gonna be able to pick up the KO. But the Aqua Jet into Dialga looks really scary, so I'm just gonna swap into Greninja looks scary, so I'm just gonna swap into the Dialga here. And just rip an Origin Pulse, right? Yeah, I'll rip Origin Pulse. Because both of them should be able to outspeed me pretty easily. Urshifu Whimsicott should be able to outspeed me pretty easily. So we're going to swap back Greninja, just keep it nice and healthy. I don't want one Aqua Jet to just pick up the KO on it. Remember, we're ground typing and we're in the rain. So Aqua Jet can do quite a bit of damage. But no, they should Moonblast. Special attack drop, not great. Not great. But that's a good swap though. Nevertheless, it's still a good swap. But Surgeon Strikes is doing a lot of damage. Quite a bit of damage. Alright, come on. Origin Pulse is gonna miss on someone. And this Whimsicott is just eluding everything. Whimsicott is dodging everything here. But that's fine, because now our Blunder Policy gets activated. And we're sitting at +2 on speed. The bike's gonna come back out. We both have Tailwind. Like, go. Actually, I'm gonna go into Water Spout here. Or I could just go Ice Beam. Ice Beam might be able to do it. Or should I have faith in my Origin Pulse? I don't know if Water Spout does it. Especially if they launch a Moonblast into me. I'm gonna trust in my Origin Pulse. We're +2 in speed. Both in Tailwind. Origin Pulse double connects, baby. Bye-bye, little bicycle. Get out of here, Miraidon. Let's go. Blunder Policy on the KYOGRE is the best thing in the world. It's the perfect item for this thing. Moonblast is going to launch into Dialga. We're going to be able to soak one. Special attack drop flies, but Flash Cannon should be able to get rid of this Whimsicott. Yep. Bye-bye, Whimsicott, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. This combination is just too sick. This combination is just absolutely too sick. And now KYOGRE, both Tailwinds peter out, but KYOGRE is just sitting here at +2 speed now. Able to outspeed everything and anything. Welcome, Incineroar. Pleasure to see you here. Dragon Pulse. Actually, let's get a little spicy. Let's go for Thunder. And let's go Water Spout. I want to see you survive that Incineroar. I want to see you survive that, buddy. Battle's gonna be canceled, baby. GG's, let's go. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our Protean Greninja with Mudshot and our Blunder Policy KYOGRE team is complete. And honestly, I am really impressed with this squad. The synergy between KYOGRE, GRENINJA, and Dialga is super good. But I did realize though is, like I mentioned at the beginning, that if they have a Tailwind setter and you don't bring your own Tailwind setter, you're kind of screwed. So you're kind of forced to bring in Tornadus, KYOGRE, Dialga, and GRENINJA. But nevertheless, still, those four have really great synergy amongst each other and actually work really well with each other. Dialga being relatively tanky, and then GRENINJA just being able to outspeed everything and going for that mud shot to allow KYOGRE and Dialga to outspeed and do insane damage. So overall, really good squad. Had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.